guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. I wanted to make a couple of these little tea bag holders. I thought they would be really cute to go inside of a journal. You can either clip them in or glue down, the back side. And this is what I made. It's really simple, guys. Like, you can do this in probably 10 minutes, if that. You just got to get the right measurements, okay? So here are 2 tea bags or a double tea bag holder. And of course, tea bags have dry tea in it. If you were to slide one down and slide the other one up, like, catty cornered, they'll close a lot flatter. Okay, so this is what it would look like in a journal. Let me just grab my journal and I'll show you. We can just take one of these and clip them directly into a journal like so. Alright, and I think that would look so cute. It fits in there really nice and neat and flat. And if you have a chunky monkey already, then, this right here really doesn't make that much of a difference as far as thickness. So let's just go ahead and make a couple of these. I made these 2 out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet of craft paper. And this is what I had left over. So yeah, it's just about 1.5 inches that was left. Let's see. Yeah, just about 1.5 inches that was left over. So, and that's with making 2 of them at 2 different sizes. So I made one that was 4 inches and one that was just about 5 inches. And I'll show you how I made those. Okay. So here are the measurements for the first one. If you would just score at 4. Okay, and then the second one will be scored at, let's say 9 or 9.5. Okay, and this is what you will have remaining. Okay, and then you can make 2 of these right here with these 2 sheets of the paper. I'm just going to grab my mini guillotine, which happens to be under a pile of everything, and I'm going to cut off this one little section right here. This was the 9.5 score line. Okay, so this is what I cut away. It's about 1.5 inches, just like the previous. The other spot that you're going to cut is at the 4 mark, that 4-inch score mark. Okay, so now we have this, and at the simplest form of doing this, I just went ahead, took my 5-inch page, the one that I cut at 5.5. okay, so took that, and it's 8.5 wide, so I went ahead and scored it at 4.25 for the halfway mark, 4.25 right here. Okay, and then from 8.5 I went into about set to 7.5, and I scored there. And on the other side I scored at 1.5. Oh, I'm sorry, at 1. Okay, so now you have 3 score marks: 1 inch, 4.25, and then 7.5. And that's going to give us the 1-inch mark that we need to fold in right here. And this is our little tuck spot for our tea bags. Okay, and at this point the only thing left to do is round your corners. So I'll do that with my large corner rounder, the 10mm side. And then that's it. That's all we've got. And I'll glue this down. I'm using art glitter glue today because it's here. Okay. Just gonna glue that flat. Use my dry wipes to get away any excess glue. Do the same thing to the other side. And you can make these exactly like any size you want. I mean, these are just my measurements that I used on the ones that I have here particularly. So you can basically make these at any size that you want. Okay, so yeah, I just gave that a nice tight bone fold. Give everything nice tight creases. You can even multi-score the center to give you a rolled rounded corner or rounded edge for your tea bags. But I figured, I mean, it really doesn't make that much difference whether it's, you know, multi-scored in the center or not. The tea bags aren't that big. And then I just tucked in my tea bags. Where's the other? You can tuck it in this way if they'll fit. Get 4 tea bags in here, or you can put one on each side. And then I just stamped it. So I just stamped the outside with, I just stamped the outside with my little corner stamp. One of these guys. So I think I used that one up there. And my stamping block. And I'm going to use StazOn ink and jet black, my go-to. And these are non-directional corner stamps. It's up to you how you want to put them, either, you know, whichever direction you want to place them. I'm just going to place this one down. I'll put it on this corner. Nope, I'll put it over here. And I'm going to give that a second to transfer. Okay. And now we have that. Super cute. And then I took one of my generic heart stamps. This is just a little heart. I have a heart, a flower, and another flower. So there's a larger flower and a smaller flower, and this heart that I used. So I'm just going to try that again. Keep the patterns consistent. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp right on the pocket fold. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side because that came out super cute. And I'm just estimating like where the center is on this page and stamping it directly opposite the previous heart stamp. Okay. And again, I'm just going to bone fold this to get it nice and straight and creased really nicely. And again, in this size that I gave you here, the measurements for this larger of the two can hold 4 tea bags in it. Okay. And now we have that. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, you can stamp whatever you like on there. This is a different one that I stamped on here. Hope your day is as sweet as you are. And then I hand wrote tea for two on this card. So, yeah, that's basically all that I did for this project. It was really simple. Really easy to do. And again, you can do this in 5 minutes. It takes up really no time whatsoever. And then I'm going to make one out of this 4-inch page as well. So, it's a good thing that transferred really well because I dropped it on there. Okay, so here's one. Okay, and this is the other one. We're going to score this one at exactly the same measurements as we did the last. Score it at 1, 4 1/4, and then 7 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to fold in, and then fold it in half. And you should end up with this right here. I'm going to bone fold it, get it creased nicely. And then this one right here will only hold 2 tea bags. I'm going to round this also with my 10mm large corner rounder. Okay, and do the exact same thing. I'm going to add some art glitter glue. On all 4 flaps. Okay. And you can ink these if you want. You know, ink your edges. It doesn't really matter to me whether they're inked or not, but I might ink this little one, this small guy here. And I'm just using a dry wipes to make sure that I get everything off the edges. This one will hold simply 2 tea bags, one in each, on each flap or on each side. Okay, and it will look something like so. Alright guys, let's go ahead and ink this one. Just wipe away my excess glue. I'm going to use Vintage Photo on this craft paper because I notice it stands out a little bit more. And you can ink as much or as little as you like. It's your personal preference. Okay, you can ink the inside or not. Alright, so there's that. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to rubber stamp or silicone stamp the corners with my corner stamp. Okay, and this one I'm going to place in this corner on this angle. That's nice. And then I'll do the opposite on the back. And just give that a second to transfer. I'm sorry if I'm not in frame. I should move this project up. But yeah, I just stamped the bottom corner of both sides. And then I'll do the same thing with my heart stamp. Or actually, this time I think I'll use a flower. Let's use a flower stamp. I haven't used these in a while, or if ever. Yeah, this one's feeling like I've never used it. So, just going to stamp the center inside pocket with this cute little flower. Let's see how it comes out, if I have enough room. Not quite, but close. So I'm not going to move this at all. I'm just going to give it a second to transfer, and hopefully it transfers neatly and it stays on the pocket only. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I love these stamps. They transfer really nicely, especially with the stays on ink in jet black. I'm just trying to find the right petal to go here at the bottom and the right one for the top. I think that's it right there. And again, I'm just guesstimating the center of the card. And I'll just give that a second to transfer. That should be good. Nice. No resistance whatsoever. Okay. And on this one, I'm going to find my stamp set that says, I hope your day is as sweet as you are. Or actually, I'm going to do especially for you. These make such cute gifts, guys. Like, you can easily make a couple of these and give them away with, you know, some journaling ephemera to just about anyone. Who doesn't like a cup of tea? I mean, even if you brew the tea and then drink it cold. Cold brew is now the latest thing, but a nice warm cup of tea always makes you feel good. So here I'm just going to stamp especially for you on here. And I'm going to give this a nice long moment to transfer because I want to make sure all the letters get transferred. Okay. And I'm guessing it's as straight as possible. Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute. Okay, and then just pop in a couple of tea bags. And now you have that. That is just so stinking cute. Alright. So what I really want to do now is make one of these, or actually make 3 of these out of one 12 by 12 sheet. And this is cardstock weight materials, I mean, you know, paper, so it's not as lightweight as this craft paper. But this cardstock is just so pretty, I had to use it. So I'm just going to score, let's see, I'm going to score it every 4 inches. Okay. And already I scored it on the wrong side. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to score it every 4 inches. Don't pay no mind to what just happened down there. I will get rid of that in just a moment. I'm going to score at 4 and then at 8. And those will be my cut marks. Okay. I wanted to get the butterflies facing upward, so this paper is just so pretty. Alright. Let me move my scoreboard. And this is the easiest way to get rid of an unwanted score line. You just go back over it with your scoring tool on the opposite side. Okay, and over time that line will flatten out. All right, I'm gonna grab my large score guillotine, and I'm gonna cut this up on the score marks. So 1 at 4. 1 at 8. And now we have these, okay? So let's move these out of the way. Okay, so for this very first one, I'm going to do, let's just deal with this one. Okay, let's move these other 2 out of the way. And you're just going to figure out which way your paper direction is going. So my butterfly is facing up. I think this writing that's on here is also facing that way. So I'm going to put my straight up writing down to the right. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over. Let me grab my scoring board again. So again, my butterfly's facing up. I turned it to the right and then I flipped it over. And I'm sure there's some other way you can do that, but that's the way I know to do it. Let me just double check again where my butterfly is, because that's what I want on my cover. So I am going to score this 12 by 12 at 11.5. Okay, I'm going to score it at 6. And then I am going to fold. This makes it a little bit easier. Okay, and then, so this is my back cover, this is my front cover. Okay. Yeah. Alright, and then I'll score this one at 9. So I rotated this a couple of times, but here I scored it at 1.5, 6, and then 10.5. All right, let's just go with those numbers right there. 1.5, 6, and 10.5. And this is for a 12 by 12 that we've cut down to 4 inches. Okay, so now we have this. I know my butterfly is upside down, but it's okay. I can live with that. I just really wanted him on the cover, so that changed the dynamics of where he, you know, which direction the paper is going to go. So any of my score marks that I can still see previous to the cut, I'm just going to score that away, and then I'm going to use my large corner rounder, 10 millimeters on the We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. And I'm just gonna snip off the corners and glue these down just like I did with the previous, but you'll see the difference when you use a 1.5 inch score mark as opposed to a 1 inch score mark. So and again, this is just a dry wipes that I'm using to seal up my paper, make sure that no glue oozes out. And I'm just using art glitter because it's here and fast, quick drying. Okay. Alright, so now we have this little guy. So we went from having one that was this size, okay, to this guy. And in this one you can put all kinds of stuff in it. So tea bags can go in here, you know, just about anything that you can think of this size will fit in here. You can put gift tags in there as long as they'll fit. Okay, so just about anything can fit into this size paper. Folded, I tucked the tea bag on each pocket and a tag, and they all fit in there nice and neat. And again, this will just be clipped into a journal like so. You can clip it in with anything, a paper clip or what have you, and this is how it'll look. All right, so let's just go ahead and do the other two. Now that I'm more confident about my cuts, again, 1.5, 6, and then I said what, 10.5? That sounds about right. 1.5, 6, and 10.5. Okay, and again, my butterfly is facing the opposite direction. Probably I should have scored it on the back side of the page, but it doesn't really matter. The paper's just so pretty. And I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. Just art glitter glue. Oh, wait. Around my corners. Then art glitter glue. Okay, and the last one. So guys, if you have the pretty paper, don't be afraid to use it up. Use it. Just make all kinds of things with it. Like, these are just so cute. They can also hang over a page. So you can have a double pocket hanging over a page like so. And then clip it in. And it could be like a little hidden double pocket on both sides. You can do it the way that we showed before with the tea bags in there. And then clip this in. Okay. So yeah, there's tons of things that you can do with an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Okay. Here are the others. Alright, those are the 4 that I made out of 8.5 by 11 craft paper. And then you've seen the much larger one that I made out of the 12 by 12 paper, which is right in here. I hope you guys give this little project a try. It really takes no time at all to make this. No time. I made 6 or 5. I can make, oh, I made 6. Yeah, I can make one more out of my last sheet, and it's just a matter of scoring it at the right spot. So, and I'm just going to round my corners again. I like the look of the rounded corner on this project. And art glitter glue, and again, it takes no time to make this. I hope you guys give this a try. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and have yourself a crafty day, guys. Stay naturally curious, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.